lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate, bitch, you can fucking fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche.
Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Day three, 3 days in a row. Boy, this got, I would say it's a record, but not really. But, it's a record as of late. Okay. I hope everybody's doing good. Hey, Charlie girl, Charlie girl. This is going to be a real short live because gonna have to get off here and get ready for work here in just a little bit. Or maybe I'm not getting ready for work. Maybe I'm just going to go and do something and hang out, either way. But this was something that came up and I found very interesting. When you're going through something, right? Maybe somebody said something to you, or perhaps you've discovered things that aren't quite right. And if you look at the picture there on the live, there's a forged signature that's obviously written by the same person, right? Now, the situation that has come up that was discussed was about IRS. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's just certain things today that I have had to dig into. And guys, there is so much protection for you out there, and I will discuss those protections just in case, because if you're going through this, you may have an ex that is willing to do this. You may or you may not. I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully, you're not finding out that you were with the devil the whole time. I don't know, because in my opinion, and this is just my opinion only, if someone is willing to fraud the IRS, they are willing to do anything to get what they want. Greed, money, whatever, right? You are willing to fraud the IRS. You will stop at nothing. And if that's happened, in my opinion, I'm sitting here and I was reading up on this and I'm looking at this and I'm like, holy crap. If someone's doing that, that says a whole lot about them. That's who they are. That's their character. You're willing to fraud the IRS? What the fuck? Hold the horses, hold the horses and close the gate, honey, because you are willing to do that. You are willing to do anything. Willing to do anything. You will lie about anything to anyone. That says a whole lot about who you are and what your character is if you're doing something like that. Okay? I can tell you, I'm not going to sit here and lie to the freaking IRS or anybody else, I'm not going to forge somebody else's signature on that shit. I'm not going to, that's, to me, that is completely low down, dirty. If this happened to a friend of mine and I was just appalled, However, if you have a W-2 that's come up missing, not in the mail, whatever, guys, there are certain steps to do. You call, you report it to your employee that your W-2 has been stolen. Then you contact the IRS and you let them know. But there is also a nice little thing with the IRS. There are certain forms. If you've discovered that anything wonky has been going on with your taxes, then you can submit them all online and they will go back and you list the years that there's questionable things that are going on, right? Because a friend of mine had it happen where signature was forged. And it's an obvious forger. Obvious, okay? And then it was also, after that was discovered, she discovered that there was taxes, instead of doing taxes like they would normally do or whatever, or even anywhere nearby. What this person did was went several hours away to where a friend that they knew were doing taxes, and they just did it for them without the consent of the spouse. Do you see that's kind of low underhanded, isn't it? That's me, that's dirty. I was like, well, of course, he did this. If he's willing to do that, and like I said, if you're willing to fraud the IRS, y'all, I can't believe somebody would do something like that. Did they be that stupid to do that? That to me is not intelligent. Or you think you're intelligent enough that you're going to get away with it. I don't know but to me, that just tells that's their character and that is who they are. And if anyone wants to make excuses for that and say that it's okay, it absolutely is not. That also shows their character. You don't want to call out the bullshit. That is your character. That's who you are. You're willing to do the same thing, huh? Perhaps. I don't know. But there are things put in place that you can protect yourself if you need to. And I was looking into this for her and I said, hey, you know what? Guess what? You can report this. Here's the form number. Here's this. Here's that. There is also a nice little thing that you can do if your W-2 comes up missing. Sure, you can print it out at work, but that doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't have their grubby little hands on it, right? Maybe. Or they're trying to steal your identity. There's a lot of things that can happen if somebody gets your W-2, guys. But here's the thing. You can go on to the IRS. You sign up for it. There's a My ID thing you have to do. If somebody wants to do it, I'll walk you through it. It might be clumsy, but because somebody did tell me, hey, you need to do this, da-da-da-da-da. Look into it, guys. You can get a 6-digit PIN that only you have. And if it comes up that someone's tried to file taxes with you on there, they cannot. that 6-digit PIN has to be entered in order for those taxes to be filed, which means that you would have to be notified. There's no way to forge your signature, anything. Okay, so that's a built-in protection for you, which is a nice thing to have just in case, somebody were to get funky and do some shit they shouldn't be doing, right? And this is a good thing just to protect yourself as a precaution. Be cautious about it, right? Sad that you got to stop and you got to do things like this. It's just a waste of time, honestly. In my opinion, it's a total waste of time that you can't trust someone. And that's what that boils down to, is trusting. What you can do is trust and believe they're going to screw you over left and right as soon as they can. But by doing so, they show their character and who they are. They absolutely do. They show exactly who they are. So if you got somebody or you know somebody who's doing that, guys, there is things to do. Hey, Dre, CJ, Deal You, Chaos, hello, Carrie, LTT. Look, y'all. Hey, Michelle. But here is, and like I said, this is just going to be a quick live. It's just going to be out there, informative. This is information. If I can collect information, I discover different things, I'm going to pop on, do a quick live and put it out there just in case somebody needs it. Because, I got other people who need it. I may need it. Who knows who needs it? Okay. But there is things put out there to protect you if you need it. There absolutely are. It's an amazing thing. It's sad that you have to look into it all. In my opinion, I do think it is really pathetic, but you have to do what you have to do to protect yourself. And that's kind of a hard one for me because, again, it's the whole journey that, you're on, that, hey, you do have a voice. You are worth being here in this world, and you are worthy. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of honesty. You are worthy not to be lied on. Okay. So for me, that's a kind of like, ooh, it's a journey to go on, and it's okay. But here's some numbers, okay? I'm going to put them up here. Now, I know I clipped that one I couldn't get on there, the customer service number. That's not really the one that you really need to be concerned about. If you're going through something, let me tell you, advocates are great to have. And even at the IRS, they have advocates, guys. I didn't realize that. But they do. Taxpayer Advocate Service. You see that one down there? It's 1, 2, 3, fourth one from the bottom. It's a hotline. 877-777-4778. That number right there, that is the number that if you need to speak with someone about forgery that's occurred, deception, breaking the law, and the IRS is a big law to break. So that's why I say if somebody's doing that, like I said, they will stop at nothing. They will lie to anyone. They will lie to their own mama and daddy. They will lie to their children. They will lie to the police. They will lie to anyone, in my opinion. Okay? To get what they want, to get their way, because they think, and this is just what I've been thinking, if someone were to do that, to me, that is their way of thinking they are unstoppable. You are nothing but a piece of property. You are shit beneath their feet. They have complete control over you. Baby, if somebody is doing that to you, you step up and you take the necessary actions that are needed to prove that they do not have control over you. They do not have a right to run over you like they have. Okay? If they are doing that. Because I sure the hell would. If needed, I sure the hell would. So the advocate there is the one that you need to, that is a big number you can call, guys, to let them know, hey, this is what is going on. They can help you with other avenues that you need to take, whatever is necessary. But just make sure you're reporting what you need to report, who you need to report it to. So say, for instance, you got a W-2 that comes up missing. Report it to your work, report it to the IRS. Then you can report it to the police. These are all steps that are necessary and needed, and they have to be done. So you're waiting on your W-2 and it still hasn't showed up in your mailbox. It hasn't been sitting in your stack of mail. Which will go on about the mail situation. If somebody opens a package, does not matter if they think they know what it is. No one has the right to open any of your mail on any level. They do not have a right to keep your mail from you. They don't have a right to throw your mail away. It's a federal offense. Just putting that out there as well. Because if they're doing it with your W-2, what else are they taking? You know, like say you usually get mail pretty regularly, but then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks, you don't get any mail. 3 weeks, you don't get any mail. Guys, check your postal service because there's a nice little way you can find out if you have mail coming to you. Just to let you know. It's a nice way to see what's coming in your mailbox. You can see who it's from, who it's to, everything. Protect yourself. You have every right to do that. You are worth protecting yourself. You no longer, you never did, okay? You never had to protect the one doing it. You never had to protect the criminal doing that shit. Even though we may think that we did, right? For whatever reasons. I don't care who it is. Like I said, you're going to sit there and fraud the IRS? But there's the list of numbers. I like that. I'm going to leave it up there because I think those are very important to have. And of course, there's other ones on there. Check your refund status, all this other stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's there. Oh, CJ, get some rest, girl. It's bedtime for you. Charlie, oh, narcissistic behavior. Yes, it absolutely is. I am in control. You ever hear anything like, you're my wife, I can? What? No, nope. Doesn't work that way. And if somebody is saying that to somebody, again, that's who they are. That's their character. That's exactly who they are. Trust and believe when they show you who they are. That's who they are. And my friend going through it, I thought, oh my gosh, girl, how you doing it? How would you? Oh my goodness. So I said, look, I'm going to go and get me a nice 6-digit PIN. And I dare somebody to try that shit on me. Try it for tax return 2025. Try it. You can have a signature all you want, but without that PIN, you can have a forged signature all you want. But without a 6-digit PIN, you ain't getting nowhere. And what it's going to do is flag up that IRS and say, hey, hold up. How did you get this information? This W-2 was reported stolen. So, protect yourself, because if they do it, they're going to walk right into it, right? Go right on ahead. Hopefully, it's reported stolen. There you go. There's certain things you can put into place to protect yourself, and you need to. It is very important. Do not lay down and take shit anymore from someone. Do you understand? Do not take their crap anymore. You're not a piece of property. You're not a piece of shit. You are a human being worthy of being treated as such. And that includes IRS shit, guys. It absolutely includes IRS stuff. I say that, you know what I mean? I believe it. I do believe it. I actually 100% do believe that. Like I said, if somebody is doing that, I asked her, I said, well, what else is he lying about then? Because if he's willing to lie to the IRS and commit fraud, how in the world, what else is he willing to do? Who else is he willing to lie to? Who else is he willing to gather up along the way to go and collectively collect up these lies? What's he willing to say to try to get people to think that, oh, I don't know, maybe, you're the villain, you're evil, you're this, you're that, right? It says a whole lot about them, I tell you, sure does. But again, that number, and it's the Taxpayer Advocate Service. It's a damn shame you got to have an advocate in the IRS because somebody wants to be underhanded in doing this crap, guys. What the heck? What in the world? Again, 877-777-4778. If somebody is doing this to you, you step up, you stand up for yourself, and you let them know, no more. No more are you going to be their doormat. No more are you going to be their whatever you want to call it. I don't necessarily like saying victim, but you're not going to do that anymore for them. Do not enable their vile behavior. And like I said, if you're willing to fraud the IRS, how far are you willing to go? And to me, I was like, is he like really money hungry greedy? Obviously, yes. You that money hungry greedy. And I said, let me ask, has he ever told you you were money hungry and greedy? She said, oh, yes. And again, that's like a narcissistic thing where they deflect it onto you when they're the ones who are that way. They try to make it you who's that way, but yet everything you're doing is saying how greedy you are. Because there is no way in hell somebody's going to forge a damn signature on IRS if they're not money hungry greedy, in my opinion. In my opinion. So if they're doing that, protect yourself, guys. Whoever it is, it could be a, husband, wife, spouse. It doesn't matter. You can be going through anything. They can do this to you. So there's numbers. If you need to protect yourself or prevent this possible scenario from happening, it's a possible scenario, prevent it from happening. I'm going to tell you what I told her. Do not be afraid to report it. You are not the one who did that. They are. You don't need to feel bad because they're going to be held accountable for what they've done. That is not something you need to feel guilty for. They're the ones who did it. They have to answer for what they've done. Because best to believe, if you had done something like that, they'd report you. And they probably spin it up and even lie more on it, right? Yeah, I'm talking about stuff like that. But this was the IRS thing that came to my attention. And so, like I said, I do feel it's important that people are aware that this could happen. I know it was nice to know that it could happen to me. It could happen to any of us. If it's, look into it and see, has it happened to you? Maybe you didn't even know that it happened to you. Maybe you discovered it recently. Maybe you discovered whatever, But look into it. Know that there are things put into place to protect you. There are things put into play to protect you from the criminal. Because that is what this is. It's criminal. And these come with a very heavy, heavy fine and possible prison. It's not a good thing to fraud the IRS at all. And again, if it's happening to you, you are not the one who did it. The person who did it is the one who has to be accountable for it. They walk right into it when they do it and they think they're unstoppable. They think they can do anything they want, treat treat this person any way they want to. Nah. No. No. You have every right to stand up and tell the IRS what's going on. They're the ones who are going to have to backpedal, try to figure it out. That's on them. Completely on them. And like I said, I'll say it again for anybody in the back. If they are willing to fraud the IRS, thinking that they are that almighty, powerful, whatever, okay? If they are willing to fraud the IRS, they are willing to stop at nothing. That is who they are. And I know I've said it. How many times I got to say it? I probably just keep telling myself. Ever since I looked into this, I was like, man, I'm going to end up telling myself this constantly. I'll be talking to myself all night at work tonight. Watch. You know? They're willing to go that far to... Hey, you want to go outside? I might have to let you outside. You want to go outside, girl? No, you just want up here? Okay. My baby, she didn't want up here. They're just willing to do anything and everything. And I'm sorry if anybody is looking at somebody who is doing that shit. I think you really need to reevaluate who that person is, in my opinion. That's how far they're willing to go. What other lies have they told you about other things? Maybe not. I'm just saying, anybody who does that, I don't trust them as far as I could throw them, and I could barely throw an 8-pound bowling ball at this point. Okay. I definitely ain't gonna pick up some 300-pound ass motherfucker, or how much of 400 pounds, 500, whatever. How much ever somebody were to weigh. I can't pick them up 200, 250. I'm not picking them up, throwing them nowhere. So I ain't trusting. What I'm trusting is you're willing to go and defraud the IRS, and I'm going to trust you're frauding anybody and everybody else. That's what I'll trust. I know my friend's husband. I said, girl, I don't know how you can stand to look at him after finding that out. How can you stand to even look at him or be in the same room with him? I don't know. You just find out how down low somebody is. That to me is down low. It's low. Really low. But anyways, I got to get going because I'm going to go and jump in the shower and freshen up and get ready to go do whatever it is I'm doing. Maybe I'm just going to, never mind. I'm not going to say that. I just got to go and do my part in this wonderful world, this wonderful society that we have, I'm going to do my part, whatever that is. Y'all have a great, great night. And no, if you know somebody who's going through this, or perhaps somebody who's going to go through a divorce or whatever it is, let them know. Go ahead and get on that IRS. All online. You can do it from your phone. As long as you don't have some like archaic flip phone or something, you go on there and go and request that 6-digit PIN. It might do you some good to do that, because then they cannot do anything. And it will also, the 6-digit PIN is good for the year 2026. If they have to refile anything else, because if there's questionable tax returns, they may have to redo them, whatever, they also have to have that PIN for that. If they're putting you on there, using, your information, your W-2. And every year that number will change. So once you've requested it, that's my understanding of it, is every year you get back on, and get your new 6-digit PIN for 2027, then 2028, that way you have taken that away from whoever is doing something crooked and underhanded. They do not have the possibility of doing that. And it also ensures that if somebody has taken your W-2 out of your mailbox from a stranger, Stranger danger, right? They cannot do anything with your W-2 as well. So protect yourself against whoever may do something crooked and underhanded. Like I said, the missing W-2 is pretty serious. So a federal crime to tamper with somebody's mail or packages, even if it's a package delivered from Amazon. A lot of things to look into, guys, but this was just one that I did find today, and this is what I spent the afternoon looking into and uncovering and really just going, oh, okay, cool. So just wanted to pass it along. But if anybody needs this, guys, there is protection out there for you. Use it. It's there for you to use. It will do nothing but benefit you. You can always get back on there if you're afraid to write it down. It's secure on your profile that is on there. You can go and look on your profile and it's there. That only you have access to. All right, guys, y'all have a great night. Keep in mind, protect yourself when you need to. Report what you need to report. Those doing this kind of shit do not deserve any kind of loyalty or protection from you. They don't need you to turn a blind eye. They don't need you to look the other way and be like, well, let it go. Don't do it. Protect yourself for anything that may happen in the future. Well, you gotta be aware that perhaps this could happen to you. Perhaps. How well do you know someone you're going through a divorce with? I tell you what, you find out real quick when you're going through a divorce. You find out real quick exactly who they are. Trust and believe when they show you. Trust and believe it. So if you are going through a divorce with someone and you're finding out things like this, and I'm not saying that, that it's me. I'm not, just saying. Do what you need to do. That's where you'll find your strength. And then all of a sudden, I think you start to discover that's your worth, isn't it? Look at that. You are worthy to stand up for yourself. Because Lord knows other people won't necessarily do it. They're the ones trying to keep you thinking that you're worthless. That you're crazy, delusional, blah, blah, blah. So forth and so on. Anywho, y'all have a great night. And again, those right there, I just want to leave those numbers up here for anybody to see so that if you do know someone who's going through this, or, hey, perhaps you got some, somebody doing some crazy crap in your mailbox. Okay? You don't even have to be somebody Come on there, get you a 6-digit PIN and protect yourself against the IRS, Never hurts to have that stuff put in place. Never hurts. All right, you guys have a great night. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. I know I will. Let's hope I do, We will talk at y'all later, or I will. I know Charlie Girl was out shopping. She's getting some stuff. But y'all have a great night. Catch y'all later. Bye.
Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't stop me, you can't stop me now. Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't lock me, you can't lock me down. I will not lay down my arms. Ready to be covered in scars. 'Cause I will always be a warrior. Late nights, get lost, hard work, the cost. Can't quit, can't stop. This world all cut off. Don't have time to waste, not now. Need to find a way to get out. 'Cause I'm gone in deep. Get lost in the weeds. You know it's all about the conquest. What's next? You gotta put the work in like you're obsessed. Think about what you want, what's your future. What kind of person would it take to seduce her? So what's next? Be obsessed with winning and your success. Make progress, this life is never promised. So feel blessed, live life, don't be too cautious. Trust the process. In too deep, I'll never quit. I wanna see this through, yeah, always be a warrior. You can't stop me, you can't stop me now. Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't lock me, you can't lock